My name is Fortunate Rankunda, a level 1 rugby league coach under training, director of Rugby League Uganda, and at the same time, the founder and the head coach of the Whales Rugby League Academy. I've played rugby union for 16 years for Uganda, and I have 21 caps of rugby union. Literally when the COVID-19 came in, we lost all our jobs. And we are now home wondering what to do, and eventually I got an opportunity to explore online. I landed on this rugby league and I started reading about it, but of course I needed to understand it more. Then eventually I had to tell it to a friend who is the rugby league director of York Ladies, Lindsay, Anfield. And then she's like, yeah, that's so good. Do you want to learn? I'm like, yes, I want to learn. And then she took me through. We would do every Thursday at 8 p.m. Uganda time. But I enjoyed it, and everything I would learn, I would take it on the field and train my originally tag rugby graduates, because I already had a bunch of youngsters who are great in tag rugby for the Whales Rugby Academy. So when we picked the interest, I would go teach what she has taught me. Then I write to her, I say, today we did this, we did SST, which is snap, switch, and touch. We did the play ball. We are not racking, but at the end of the day, we don't know the rules yet, but we are enjoying it. It didn't stop there. I got much interest, discovered that there is Middle East and Africa Rugby League that is running rugby league in Middle East and Africa. I shared it with friends. Of course, they were all like, how will you manage this, Uganda with union and league? How will the codes work hand in hand? I told them I'm a developer. I love it. I love what I'm doing. And if I can do it for the sake of my players who want to explore, then I'm good to go. Then eventually we applied. We wanted to be independent, but of course it wasn't easy. We did all the paperwork of a whole year of 2020. We didn't succeed. In 2021, we submitted our documents to the international rugby representative, who is the director of Middle East and Africa. And then he supported us, that's Raymond Safi. And eventually we submitted our documents to International Rugby Board, and we were given observer status last year. And we launched the Whales Rugby League Academy. As we moved on, we also launched as Uganda Rugby League, which is something that is a milestone for us. It was the first ever launch, and also the first ever code played in Uganda. And we were able to have our players do an exhibition that was actually wonderful. It was great to see the young girls and the young boys express their interest. When you interview them, ask them, how do you see union and rugby league? They're like, wow, we love rugby league because no racks, no scrum, no line out. So they seem to have to enjoy it. However, we don't limit them. They are free to do both codes. Whichever they get happy, they go with that. For us, our work is to give them the knowledge, and they make it. They would be happy to be the first Ugandan players of rugby league. Women's sports in Uganda is not hard anywhere. We are always the last to be thought of. So using rugby league to put that change would actually make a difference for me in this country. I would be excited. I would be the happiest creature on earth if all my players played first game of national team Rugby League Uganda and they are getting a monthly pay, even if it's just $20 monthly, it would make a difference. And I'm very sure I can produce the best women in Uganda. That one, I'm very sure of it. Lucky is my inspirational, my role model, and the first thing she held when she was born was a rugby ball. Then as she grew, looking at mom playing the game, she wanted to do what mommy does. And at age 4, she was already a coach of tag rugby. She also represented Sub-Saharan Africa for the DHL Challenge, where she came to London to represent an official World Cup match ball in 2015. Then she also got another opportunity in 2019 and went for the World Rugby Unstoppable campaign. She has captained the first exhibition team for rugby league. And she has also taken up the level 1 course online. She has done an 8 weeks online level 1 course for rugby league. So I'm looking forward to seeing her probably captain the first team of Uganda. Who knows? She's excited everywhere she goes. She wants to start what I've been starting, so she looks up to me. So it's like a family, you know, when you're in rugby, it's like your family. So going out there and you play, you're giving back to your country and you're also giving back to yourself and to your family. And it also keeps you safe because here they marry kids at 12. So that means when you're a sports lady, you're surviving all that pressure from the community. So keeping in sports keeps you safe and gives you an opportunity to have that self-esteem, that you can have a voice, you can speak for yourself, you can defend yourself in any way, in any situation. And especially us women, we have the power. You go on that field, what you do on the field, you go out there, you're not scared. When they tell you get married at 14, you stand out and say, I am not ready. You don't just keep quiet and go. You need to stand out and say, I am not ready. No one should tell you to do something that you do not feel like because they feel they have power over you because you're a woman. So we try to tell ourselves that we need to keep focused. We need to follow all our principles of the game of rugby league. We need to live as a family, actually. We live as a family because as a family, we support each other, help each other, fight for each other. We want to launch the league now. That's our crucial need now. We had planned in April. If we are successful in April, that means we produce our first national team select in June. So we need everywhere, everyone, wherever they are, support Uganda. Let's do this.